The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Previously on X-Men.
I don't know why you're doing this to me. I ain't done nothing. You had sex with Willa Maston. Ain't nothing wrong with that. She's 18 and legal. She's retarded.
Anyway, I started blasting.
Shit.
Clarence is gonna.
Shit, as far as shit. I took a shit, partner. And it's your people up in my shit. Shit, partner, you should be paying me a fee. Shit.
Episode 41. Now more to episode 50. Today is March 4th, 2026. We're in the midst of a war. It's a little bit about what my thumbnail is about. I'm gonna go through a couple games that kind of predicted the future, and we go from there. We got new trailers. Got 2 new trailers. And some more things. Resident Evil Requiem, I can't say that right. Sold over 5 million copies. It just came out last week. So that's it's breaking record for a weekend. Yeah, actually, it came out last weekend. So it's just now about to hit. What up? It's just now about to hit you know what I'm saying? A week. And they already got 5 million. I just was watching my homie play it a while ago, man. I'm probably gonna end up getting it, man. I don't have time to really do a live stream. How y'all doing? Please press the like button when y'all come in. Y'all know the deal. Like, share, subscribe. You know, I do this every night, but like this particular show is on Wednesday nights. So I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. So back of this Resident Evil, man, like this might be game of the year, real talk. Unless GTA 6 actually come out this year, this game, like, man, it's intense. I played a little bit, but I need to I played a little bit over my homie house, but like I watched them do a little stream on it. Yeah, it's a good game. They did a good job on it. You could just tell because like right now, 5 million in within a week. So it might shout this 16 million mark. It might shout at that, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. You might be because like right now we don't have a single player game of this quality right now. So basically, it is well established that Resident Evil 9, I'm just gonna say Requiem, is a smash hit on a scale that the franchise has rarely seen, it if ever. But now we have more data to spell out, so they basically gonna break down the data of all this. Yeah, it's probably hit close to 20 million. because the word of mouth on this game is crazy. Resident Evil Requiem. I already said 344,000 concurrent players. I think that's on Steam, yeah. And now it has a second one, a 9.5 Metacritic. Ooh, yeah, that's good. One of the highest of all time, tied with last year Expedition 33, which was a great game too. Which won Game of the Year across outlets. There is little particularly close to that 9.5 score. Even for almost every classic game you could think of series, go look up. Yeah. So, all right. So the question is why? Why this game? Why this level of blockbuster? A perfect storm of reason, really. It's base quality, the return of fan favorite Leon. He was in Resident Evil 2 and 4, and a little bit 3. And not much competition during this release window, make it easily the biggest game of 2026 so far. Also, I think there is a general hunger for high quality single player games in a market full of live service multiplayer offerings every month. So games like this are often getting harder and harder to justify their budgets, even with big sales. But this big, yeah. So I a couple gaming buddies I have, man. Like I got some friends that's in the development community, and like one of my biggest gripes with because it seems like every game want to be their version of Fortnite with the live service. So for the layman term, live service games is basically like you buy like a multiplayer game. It's always online, and they get most of their money from like you buying skins, like on you buy skins through like their little currency system. Like you buy like whatever coins and then you buy the skins, and that's how they pretty much make their money every quarter. It's good. It's a good business model for like an online shooter, but it kind of kills innovation because like if you're a publicly traded company, let's say like a Tencent, Epic Games, and EA is private now. Tencent I think it's half and half. So you have like them type of like they publicly traded. There's no incentive to put a lot of money into a great single player experience. Like right now, it's hard. It would be hard to justify spending 50 million, 50 to 100 million in budget on a single player game that might barely make that nut again, pretty much, financially speaking. So yeah, this are normally, but like I think people are ready for them type of games. Like what got people loving Expedition 33 because it was a turn based RPG, which you not gonna find too many of those anymore for numerous reasons. Number one, like that style, it's hard to innovate that style because like oh shit, yeah, it's hard to innovate that style because it's really about the story there. Like you are playing like the old Final Fantasies, the gameplay was pretty secondary compared to like the story. Like people, like even the Final Fantasy VII, that became such a big thing because like the story was so deep and like it was so engaging. You had to kind of figure out what is actually going on with Cloud, Sephiroth. Is a lot of stuff in his head? Is he it's the whole is he a trustworthy narrator in some cases? So it builds up intrigue. So like the turn-based system, the fighting system, yeah, I mean some people love that fighting system, but like it's secondary to the story. It was a way to have a big, deep pause. You have a in-depth gaming experience when I'm talking about like story wise and stuff. Cause like those games, man, they were like 3 discs, uh 80 to 100 hour games with fully completed. You probably talking about 120 hours, like to get all the side quests, get out all the items, get everybody level up a certain to 99, have all the pretty much all the abilities they supposed to have. Yeah, that's a chore. But in order to be able to do that on a goddamn CD-ROM, you have to the turn-based system was like perfect for that because you're not really using so much data in the fights compared to like a dynamic action RPG type situation. But what changed it is the advent of bigger disc sizes, like the Blu-ray disc, like the Blu-ray, like a regular CD could hold probably the early CDs probably hold what 700 megabytes, if that. But like then you got the DVD, and DVD was like 2 to 10, give or take. But the Blu-rays were shit, man. You could burn Blu-ray. You could have a Blu-ray movie because it was out on compressed and everything. You got a Blu-ray movie for like 70 to 100 gigs on one disc, and I don't. Let's not even get into 4K stuff. So yeah, getting a single player experience like this is what the game need. Like we need variety. Because one thing you could say about like, and we've been in these spurts of like think about like the whole arcade years. I want to say from '88 to shit, probably like 2003 to the advent of like mobile gaming and the advent of online shooters and stuff becoming the mainstream. So that pretty much killed like the arcade. If you think about it, like arcade's just now coming back because of the nostalgia factor. Now you have places like Cidercade here. There's a place in I forgot that place in Louisville that's got like 300 arcades rigs there and everything. But yeah, it's missing. Like this type of game is missing. An in-depth game that's story-based. You got a little nostalgia factor because it's placed in Raccoon City. If y'all don't know anything about Resident Evil, Raccoon City was the place of Resident Evil 2. It's like the 30th or 40th anniversary of that. Hold on. 30th. Because it came out in 96, I believe. That might have been the original one, came out in 96. So the original was on the outskirts of Raccoon City in the mansion or whatever. And Resident Evil 2 was in Raccoon City again. And Resident Evil 3 was in this one's in Raccoon City. Like Raccoon City, if y'all watch Resident Evil 2, the movie, it was in Raccoon City too. So that's like a fan favorite spot. What Resident Evil 2 and 3 is like highly renowned. Next, I mean, not more than I don't know. It might be on the par with Resident Evil 4. But yeah, it's selling 5 million within a week. And it's probably gonna go up as across all platforms. So there's that. All right. To the main story. Video games actually predicted some things, some of the situations going on right now. So if you don't know, like Battlefield 3 is renowned for this. Battlefield 3 predicted the whole Ukraine situation and it predicted this.
Did
Kang
Battlefield
says we're
3
special
predicted the
today.
future?
We're not on station for some Whiskey Delta ground support. Dask is going to fill us in airborne.
Whiskey did. Oh yeah, Whiskey Delta ground support. That's
But
funny.
we are flying a strike mission over Tehran.
Last night, on the President's orders, U.S. Central Command, under the command of General Eric Kurilla, executed Operation Midnight Hammer, a deliberate and precise strike against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities.
Shame. You come to our country to murder us, yet we are the terrorists when we try to protect our nation and our people. This is the price you pay.
And it's not going exactly like that because we was a little more successful with that airstrike and everything. But yeah, that's one instance, and then the conflict between us and Russia in Ukraine and elsewhere, they kind of predicted that. But this one, shout out to Ink Slash. I follow him, man. He a good dude. But this is about Call of Duty Ghosts, and this is eerie. I'm gonna play a little bit of this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in his video in the description. Salute to him, man. Good YouTuber.
Was not planning on making this video, and I know we said we'd be working with the new editor, but this thing happened fast, and it absolutely needs to be talked about. Dr. Disrespect has been arrested. Dude, that's not the doc, man. But it looks like, yeah, I know, it looks exactly like right. So what actually happened here is, once again, just like last year, almost this exact same thing happened where Call of Duty predicted the future. If you don't know what happened in the real world over the last couple days, is basically America invaded Venezuela and took their president captive. I'm not kidding. Now, the crazy part about this is this happened in Call of Duty, and Call of Duty called it years ago. But this isn't the first time that Call of Duty has predicted things right. This happened almost exactly 1 year ago, and I made a video on it. So here's what happened. So last year was 2025. It just so happened that
Welcome to Top Heroes. It all starts with a small fire.
2 was placing.
Call of Duty Black Ops 2 took place in 2025. I know it's weird to believe that now Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is a video game that actually took place in the past. I know, that's weird to begin with, but what's even weirder is that this game was created in the year 2012, and it predicted so much correctly about what happened in the real world in 2025. First things first, this is what happened last year in the real world.
Halting the export of those valuable rare earths, which are critical for so many U.S. high-tech industries.
So essentially, China owns the rights to all of these rare earths that are used for computer chips and things along those lines. And because they halted the export of them, the USA responded and in turn increased tariffs. That's essentially the story of what happened in 2025. Well, this is the story of what happened in Black Ops 2.
Give me your phone. Go ahead. Rare earth elements. Whole fucking world runs on this shit. Who controls all of it? China.
So quite literally, those rare earths are...
All right. And that goes on part of our foreign policy right now. Like Trump talking about Greenland, taking over, pretty much taking over Venezuela, on the verge of taking over Iran, controlling the Panama Canal again. This all this maneuver is to wrangle in China, getting too big for their britches, so to speak.
What caused the war that happened within Black Ops 2. But a very similar thing is happening once again in 2026. So that is Caracas, Venezuela in the real world.
You got the streets hot, by the way, man. Hey. Might need to get off them panels, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. But you the homie, man.
On January 3rd. This is Caracas in Call of Duty Ghosts.
Yup. I don't want to play this game on screen. It does.
Now, to understand how these two are actually tied together and how, once again, Call of Duty predicted the real world, you first have to understand the backstory of Call of Duty Ghosts. So let's go into what the Ghosts actually are and how Venezuela ties into the whole thing.
It was a different time, a different enemy. 60 men from Tier 1 teams were sent to face down a force of 500 enemy fighters. Their objective? To force the enemy back from a civilian hospital and keep its occupants alive. For 3 days, they held their ground. The enemy's numbers.
This gang got bad rep.
The 60 were cut down to 15.
This is Ghost Stories. It tells the story of a group of 15 soldiers that survived during the Tel Aviv War, protecting a hospital and eventually eliminating all of the enemy soldiers. Now, this is where the story of Call of Duty Ghosts begins, during the Tel Aviv War. Because you see, once this all went down, the United States, NATO, Russia, China, and even India were all running out of natural resources, and the main of which was actually oil. This is when the South American countries all banded together to create an army called the Federation. The Federation is what we were fighting against. So to come out of this Tel Aviv war, thousands and thousands of soldiers perished. However, who didn't was this small group of soldiers who were said to have supernatural powers. And here is how the enemy referred to them as.
Yeah.
When the dust and sand had settled, only one of the enemy had survived. He was picked up in the desert, wandering aimlessly, traumatized. He expressed warnings to others of a force so menacing and unbeatable, it could only be described as supernatural. He called them ghosts.
Yeah, this game came out.
So you may be wondering why in Call of Duty Ghosts they wrote
the launch game with the PlayStation 4, I believe.
Venezuela as kind of like this world leader. It seems like a kind of odd pick to lead South America in the Federation, but it's actually not. And I think it's better that I don't explain it to you, but rather Jim from The Office.
Let me ask you this. Which one of these places can claim to have the largest oil deposit on the planet? More than Saudi, more than Iran? The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet.
Okay, yeah, I know that was Jack Ryan, but yeah, Venezuela is incredibly rich when it comes to natural resources, hence why the world, once all of the natural resources were kind of out of Saudi Arabia, they joined together to create the Federation Army.
That explains why we did what we did with Venezuela.
Basically fight back against the United States. So the year is 2016, and it's when the Federation Army is just coming to be. The Ghosts are then sent into, well, Caracas.
The man could walk through hell and not get burned. Ghosts were the best of the best, but Rourke was the reason we were feared.
We are here for one man. Amalgo, follow my lead. Derek, AJ, left leg, Elias, you're with me.
So this mission actually takes place in 2016, not when the rest of the game takes place. And we'll get to that in a minute. But our characters, the Ghosts, including Rourke, who we'll get to in a second, get sent in to Venezuela to take out the leader of the Federation Army, the general by the name of Diego Almagro. Probably saying his name wrong, but they're sent into the capital, Caracas, to go hunt him down and either capture him or kill him. And by the very end of the mission, this is what takes place.
This game was crazy.
So the leader of the Federation army is killed by the ghosts, but all the while they were going about this mission, the city becomes flooded. And when it does, not just the general is killed, but also Rourke falls and ends up falling into the water. And when he does, he is taken in by the Venezuelans, tortured, and turned from a ghost into a ghost killer. That's essentially the premise of Call of Duty Ghosts. But let's compare this to what's happening in the real world. So in the real world, what has happened, at least so far, is America has gone in and raided Venezuela, specifically Caracas. Why?
By the way, I don't know if I ever said how gangster that whole raid was. And this is the crazy part. Trump waited till the Chinese delegation came over there and pulled this shit. It was cold, man.
Well, let's ask Jim once again.
The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet.
As we mentioned in Call of Duty Ghosts, this is why the Federation Army was formed. Now, in Call of Duty Ghosts, you go in and take out the leader of the Federation Army. Now, in the real world, this army is called the National Bolivian Armed Forces of Venezuela, and the leader of that is Maduro. So, in the real world, we didn't go in and kill him like in Call of Duty Ghosts, but rather ended up capturing him. So then when we fast forward, if you didn't know, Call of Duty Ghosts actually takes place not in 2026, but rather 2027 and into 2028. And in fact, that's when we see the newer generation of Ghosts once again go back into Caracas. But this time, it is a built up beautiful city because of the natural resources and because of the Federation. So the Federation uses this money from the natural resources to completely rebuild up Venezuela from the ground up, essentially making it a much nicer place than it is before. Well, guess what Donald Trump said that he wanted to do?
We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure.
It's crazy.
And start making money for the country.
So in other words, the United States of America, or specifically Donald Trump, is trying to build up Venezuela in the same way that the
and a lot of expats gonna be living over there, like a lot of your vets and stuff. It's like shit, they all going to Colombia and partying everything up anyway. And passport bros, they're gonna be hitting that up like crazy.
Federation Army did. Now here's the big worry is in Call of Duty Ghost, once they go in and take out the leader of the Federation Army, does anybody know how they responded? Let's just say hopefully this is where Call of Duty Ghost stops predicting the future.
You, just you, building your app.
Shout out to Ink Slasher, man. Good YouTuber. Hardcore Call of Duty YouTube and everything. But I'm gonna go to the next one. This is the next one. This is crazy. Now been talking about AI for a couple years now. I want to say the first time people started really getting into the AI stuff was like probably 2021. Even though they had AI stuff already, like your Siri or your Alexa stuff. That's all AI stuff. But like when it became a real big deal was around that time, like from like the Chat GPTs and stuff like that. So this game, Metal Gear Solid 2, I believe, came out 2002. Don't quote me. Hold on. Metal Gear Solid 2. $2001. Yeah, it came right November 2001, Veterans Day. So here we go. Hold on, I didn't mean to do that.
So will we. Cut the crap! If you're immortal, why would you take away individual freedoms and censor the net?
We succeeded in digitizing life itself.
But there are things not covered by genetic information.
What do you mean?
Human memories.
When this scene, I remember me, my brother, he had this game. He had this game on, this was on PlayStation 2. And we were listening, I was watching playing it, and this scene came up, and we just like, what the fuck is this? Because this This diatribe was like a good 10-minute diatribe of things that now we living in. Like, you have to think about 2001, how the internet was in 2001. Like matter of fact, even when 9/11 happened, I never forget this. This is my 9/11 story. So I was in computer class when the first planes hit. So everybody thought it was like a accident or whatever. I think I told this story before, but I'm gonna say it again just for context. So it was on Tuesday morning because like we had just saw Monday Night Football and everything. We was on like the instant messenger. Like we had like on the junior and seniors had their own, because I was a junior at the time. We had our own like chat room thing. Yeah. So we was over here just, chatting up, talking about like the weekend and shit, getting things lined up for the next weekend, because we, upperclassmen and shit, right? So yeah, we found out then the second plane hit. So pretty much on that day, I spent so much time on chat rooms from AOL back in the gap, because like AOL was it was in a heyday. 2000. That's right before MySpace came in, and I think Friendster was still alive, but like nobody really fucked with Friendster unless you was like older and stuff. But like everybody fucked the Yahoo chat and AOL Instant Messenger at the time. So yeah, like, and the internet back then was Wild Wild West. Like you get to say anything. There wasn't no cancel culture. There wasn't no type of censorship type situations. Like it was Wild Wild West. Like you had to really watch out, because there was a lot of times where like you could be, you think you talking to like a person your age. That would be a grown ass woman. That happened a couple times back in the gap. I ain't gonna front with you, you know. But yeah, that it was Wild Wild West then. So hearing all this and stuff, right? During that time, it was pretty much alien towards us. So I'll rewind it. Just put everything in context. A kid in 2021, not 2021, 2001, hearing all this stuff, what they were about to do.
Life itself.
But there are things not covered by genetic information.
What do you mean?
Human memories, ideas, culture, history.
Genes don't contain any record of human history.
Is it something that should not be passed on? Should that information be left at the mercy of nature?
We've always kept records of our lives, through words, pictures, symbols, from tablets to books.
But not all the information was inherited by later generations. A small percentage of the whole was selected and processed, then passed on. Not unlike genes, really.
That's what history is, Jack.
But in the current digitized world, trivial information is accumulating every second, preserved in all its triteness, never fading, always accessible.
Rumors about petty issues, misinterpretations, slander.
All this junk data, preserved in an unfiltered state, growing at an alarming rate.
So we talk about like these needless like rumors, beefs, everybody fighting out this stuff. What AI sees in that, like this basic computer, like how AI is basically like a big ass computer. So like on your computer, right? If you got waste, like you got a whole bunch of stuff in your fucking recycle bin or something like that, or like a whole bunch of temporary files and stuff. Sooner or later, your computer gonna let you know, hey, you need to get rid of this. This stuff is useless. This is junk. If you need to free up space. So AI look at that the same way. Like AI it's gonna. I mean, it depends on how it's programmed, but it's gonna see like these needless beefs, these little situations they don't really understand. They're gonna look at it as trash data, and that's basically what AI is gonna eliminate that. Even though that's something that's part of the human experience, like you interacting with somebody else and you having a certain type of reaction. Either it's like you angry at them, or any type of react that they're not gonna take that and use that that's useful data, I should say. That's why you always gotta have the human experience. Don't rely too much on AI.
It will only slow down social progress, reduce the rate of evolution.
Right. You seem to think that our plan is one of censorship.
Are you telling me it's not?
You're being silly. What we propose to do is not to control content, but to create context.
Create context?
The digital society furthers human flaws and selectively rewards development of convenient half-truths. Just look at the strange juxtapositions of morality around you.
Billions spent on new weapons in order to humanely murder other humans.
Rights of criminals are given more respect than the privacy of their victims.
Although there are people suffering in poverty, huge donations are made to protect endangered species. Everyone grows up being told the same thing.
Be nice to other people.
But beat out the competition.
You're special. Believe in yourself and you will succeed.
But it's obvious from the start that only a few can succeed.
You exercise your right to freedom, and this is the result. All rhetoric to avoid conflict and protect each other from hurt. The untested truths, spun by different interests, continue to churn and accumulate in the sandbox of political correctness and value systems.
Everyone withdraws into their own small gated community, afraid of a larger forum.
What's happening now? The whole, hey, let's not deal with the other side. Let's be here in this safe space. Let's deal. I mean, why should we deal with anything that's gonna question what we believe in? If you do question, you sound like this, you sound like that, you sound like a Republican, you sound like a Democrat, you sound like this, you sound like that. I mean, this game is actually predicting a lot of stuff going on now, because now it's not that shared experience like it was. Like, it was a time when I know it sounds like old man talking, but it's a time when, a certain song came out and it hit everywhere. Like, I'm trying to think of just like Not Like Us is probably the last song that I remember that everybody felt some type of way about that song. You know what I mean? It was one of, think about it. Look at the Super Bowl performance, right, of Kendrick Lamar. The crowd, that's a whole corporate scene at the Super Bowl. But they knew the cues of the song, like A minor, the whole nine. They knew the cue. That's a rarity in today's age, because and even with that being said, like, there were people that didn't like the performance because they're not fans of rap. But the thing is that you don't have too many of those songs where it hits on a whole nother level that connects with everybody, and everybody knew what was going on and everything. I mean, here's another instance, like, you got some pop songs, but like a pop song that got sold to it in a way where everybody feel a certain type of way about that song is universally loved. Like, I would say when Prince did Purple Rain in the Rain, I mean, everybody pretty much heard Purple Rain one way or the other, because it transcended a certain genre. It was pretty much like that ballad of the decade in the 80s. One of the ballads of the decade, because that was based off the the movie and everything. So yeah, everybody's in their own little bubble now. Like, it's hard to gain that universally loved situations.
They stay inside their little ponds, leaking whatever truth suits them into the growing cesspool of society at large.
The different cardinal truths neither clash nor mesh. No one is invalidated, but nobody is right.
Not even natural selection can take place here. The world is being engulfed in truth.
So basically, translate, because they just saying truths, and this before the whole what's a relative morality or something like that. The morally gray, the hey, this is my truth, this is that, you know. So like they predicting all that.
And this is the way the world ends, not with a bang, but a whimper.
So yeah. That, and look, it's like 16 minutes. That this been out for years, and like they got a whole bunch of breakdowns of that whole stuff, that the whole how that was predicting everything and put it in perspective. Cause like even I mean that crazy ass Unabomber was actually predicting some of this stuff, man. It's scary. So yeah, that's enough of that. It's probably gonna be a short show. But here's I got some trailers. Hold up. Get to this. Hold up.
Sorry, we're all out of half and half.
We can only do an exchange.
No, breadsticks are extra. I'm sorry, ma'am. That's our policy.
The fuck is video game, by the way.
Sorry, we're...
So that is Karen, the video game. Crazy. And one more of this.
With all due respect, we've been training for what, 2 months? And I haven't even worn the ring yet.
Don't get hung up on the jewelry, Junior. You're just a fucking substitute teacher. You're not ready to get up in front of the class until the ring says you are. All right.
You just crashed a Monte Carlo?
I could have died.
You want me to train you? I'm training you.
Something is off here. I can feel it.
This is my town. You're a big shot. Noted. But stay the fuck out of my way.
Think she hates your guts.
It's the way she hates them.
This is a stupid plan.
Not that stupid.
That I don't doubt. The Green Lantern's oath is to protect people. We both know I do a better job of this than you.
This is my job. As long as I'm alive, that ain't changing. So take a deep breath, Junior.
You're old. You're tired. And your time is up.
I don't understand. Who are you exactly? Hal Jordan, Green Lantern.
Have you ever talked with the other Lanterns?
I'm the only human. They're aliens. One of them's a fucking squirrel.
I don't. That's Hal Jordan. That dude's name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Jon Stewart. So Jon Stewart ended up being with Hawk Girl and Vixen. Yeah, I don't know why it was on the tip of my tongue, but like, so the person who wrote that and directed it, I believe, is one of the directors of True Detective. They're going with that vibe. I think that's going to actually work slightly. I think right now everybody's so off on superhero stuff. People might not give it a chance, but I mean, I think there's something to work with there. Now, I've heard rumors that Hal Jordan's gonna die in this. I hope not. I hope those are false, because Hal Jordan is like, everybody love Hal Jordan. Them two are probably the most popular Green Lanterns. So that's the trailers. And speaking of the Karen one, like that shit's crazy. Like right now that's very controversial, because like you got people saying the obvious things. Maybe it's a little this, a little that, Then it's a caricature of people. It's controversial, the Karen gang. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. It's funny to me, slightly. But hey, I'm gonna leave it with these two last stories, and I'm almost out for the count, man. I've been working all day. So this is a funny exchange. I might go deeper in depth tomorrow on TTB After Dark, but which I don't know. Like Minnesota Governor Tim Walz had to go to Congress to be questioned about the fraud in Minnesota. So let's read.
What is a woman? Have you learned that lesson? Do you know what a woman is?
I'm the governor of Minnesota, Congressman.
You know what a
I'm not
woman
here
is.
to be your prop for your obsession.
So
I
if you
taught middle
can't
school,
define
your
what a woman is, you certainly can't define what fraud is. If you can't even define what a woman is, you can't define fraud. How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2017, Governor?
I don't have those numbers in front of me, Congresswoman.
Did you prepare for this hearing today? Did you
I
do
did.
any preparation
I take
for this hearing
Congress
today?
seriously.
And you've seen the numbers about autism fraud in Minnesota. So we're going to do some Minnesota math with you today, okay? Are you ready? How much money was spent on 2017 for autism in Minnesota? How much?
I don't know. I wasn't the governor.
Okay. Did you not just say that you prepared for this hearing today?
Oh,
$1 million.
that's amazing on his
Google
ass.
search or using your AI could tell you $1 million was spent. How much money was spent on autism in Minnesota in 2024?
I don't have the number in front of me. As
Were you governor in 2024?
I was, but I'm not the
Okay,
head
so
of
your
HHS.
excuse before that you didn't know what 2017 autism numbers were because you were not governor, and today you can't answer the numbers about 2024 as governor, and you still said you prepared for this hearing today. It's unbelievable. $343 million.
Dang. So yeah, we're gonna talk more about that tomorrow. That's just a little sneak peek. And I'm gonna leave off on this. After this, I really don't have too much to talk about. But Drewski was on Breakfast Club, and this was pretty funny. And this is a whole genre of comedy about like shout out to Big Jaw, the whole lesbian homegirl, homie skits and stuff. You have a whole bunch of like lesbians going with dudes now and stuff. It's crazy right now. That's a big thing going on. But hey, let's read.
One thing I do appreciate about you, Drewski, is how you show love to studs, man. We don't have enough appreciation for studs.
Straight up.
And never have. What made
Straight
you
up.
start showing studs the love you do?
Well, studs, people don't understand that studs have an appealing touch. Truthfully, like you can share clothes with them.
Okay.
You could vibe with them. Sometimes they could be a bro. Like when you hanging out with a girl and you be like, damn, I feel like I can't express my feelings to her because she's going to think I'm weak. Studs, they understand that. They got periods, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
it's like talking to your homeboy, but with like feelings.
It's like talking to a homie, but you can also hit on the side if she with it. You never know. Sometimes the studs, they be sneak dicking. The studs, they don't tell y'all that. That's what I'm saying. They don't tell y'all that. Studs be sneaking.
There's a whole group of people that are like.
Yeah, it's called
really
sneak
into
dicking.
studs.
It's a whole thing. It's a term. They call it sneak dicking. Studs call it sneak.
One thing I do appreciate.
Yeah. Them was crazy, man. Yeah, man. Hey, by experience, I ain't gonna say by experience. That's say like I'm actually out there doing that, but like that's the weirdest feeling ever when you get flirted with somebody you think is a stud, a full out lesbian. They flirt with you. That's like the weirdest feeling. What's going on here? So yeah, there's something to that. But hey, people do a lot of stuff for social media buzz too. So yeah. I think that's gonna be about it tonight. It's a short nerdish. I think I stated everything I need to state. I might drop the link a little bit. We're getting close to the hour mark. I keep it a buck. It's been pretty slow, nerd news wise, because like a lot of stuff is about to hit up probably in the middle of this month, and then we got a lot of movies coming out in April, May, June, July, and a lot of shows coming. Like June, we got House of the Dragon coming out. Then on top of that, I think July, that's when the Spider-Man come out. I think they got like in June too, they got like a Punisher special coming out. You got a couple weeks from now we got Project Hail Mary. That's a science fiction movie. I'm not gonna. It got music. I will post the trailer for that. Looks interesting. Got a lot of games coming out too. So right now this is kind of low. That's why like Resident Evil 9 was such a hit, because it's really not that much stuff out right now. But hey, I dropped the link if anybody want to come. If not, I'm about to go ahead and end this. See if there's any other. Yeah, I gotta do some sports stuff on my sports channel. It's almost free agency too. This is a preview for tomorrow.
On the straight. Look, assume that China wanted to move on Taiwan, right? There's a military response, but now we have a massive energy response, which is we simply don't allow any tankers to ship oil from the Persian Gulf through the Strait of Hormuz. We can do it. It might have been a little bit dicey had we not taken out the Iranians. That's roughly half of their oil. 40 to 50% of their oil is now suddenly not available.
Oh, I say that for tomorrow. Say that for tomorrow. Hey, like, share, and subscribe, and appreciate anybody coming up and everything. It's gonna be a short one. It's storming outside. That's the reason I'm ending it before like lights go out and everything. So appreciate everybody showing up. Russell, Phoenix, everybody, the new faces, and peace.